Hey there, my name is Jessica, and recently you spoke to my partner Jeff and requested this free video. So today, what we're going to do is just go over a few tips you can start applying right away, and it's really going to help with your online presence as well as generating more organic leads so you don't have to rely on paid lead service programs. All right, so here we are on your website. You've got a great looking website. I love the information right on top, making it super easy for your customers to reach you. It would be even a little bit better if it was a click to call, because nowadays everybody's using their phones and it just makes it easier for them to reach you. I love that you have separate pages for each of your major services. This is really, really important. Um, Having these separate pages allows you to build content around each of these services and focus on your local buyer intent keywords. Those are the keywords people are actively searching on Google right now for your services. So that's really important. You want to make sure that all of your pages throughout your website have original content and that nothing is duplicated. And you also want to make sure you're not going after the same keyword on multiple pages. So this is good. It looks like you're focusing this page on Sparks, Nevada, Sparks HVAC. Okay, so that's good. You do have to have a repetition of those keywords, though, to be indexed. And I'm not seeing that. Maybe an image. So the image is saved with your brand, but not with your local buyer intent keywords. So I would optimize your images to focus on those keywords. As important as branding is, most people don't search by brand, they search by service. So you really do have to focus on those local keywords. You don't want to go after national keywords unless you're servicing on a national-wide basis. Because what happens when you rank those keywords that are more difficult to rank, just because they have high volume, very few people will actually be local that will land on your site. They're all going to be national, and they're going to leave. So you're going to get a lot of false traffic, a lot of false metrics, and nobody's going to convert into a customer. And the whole purpose of your website is to drive traffic and convert them into customers. All right, so looking at your content. I would suggest actually having separate pages for each of these services, or at least most of them. Solar, that's a big one. Gas line installation, heater installation. I mean, there's some stuff here that people are searching for, and you're not going to be found for it without having those pages and content and keywords. But you do have a good amount of content. Google doesn't rank websites based on appearance. They do base it on content. Content is key, and you need a ton of it. And so you need to have more content than your competitors, but it does need to be focused around those buyer intent keywords. So it looks like you have a separate Reno page, but no other pages. So you serve quite a few cities, and you want to have a separate page for every single service area that you service that has search volume for your service. That way you can actually be found in each of these areas. And ideally, Sparks, one for Sparks, one for Reno. So ideally, your service area pages should be like a mini homepage with a summary of each of your services with content built around those services specific to that area. And again, all original content. Let's go ahead and look at your top competitor in Reno when it comes to plumbing. IHS Plumbing. So they have their phone number up top too, and a place to schedule an appointment, but it is not click to call. It looks like they have separate pages for each of their major services. Looks like they do have a service area page. Not sure if it leads to other pages. Forms. Forms are really big. The closer you can have it to the top of the page, the better. Okay. So these guys have a good amount of content as well. I'm not sure who has more at this point, but you definitely want to have more content. The more content you can have, the better. And it really allows you to focus on your keyword strategy. But then you have to support your website with SEO, because without it, you're not going to be found online. And if we look here, you only have a 0.4 out of 100 in Google's trust flow, which means Google doesn't trust your website, and that's 100% based on your backlinks and referring domains. While you do need a lot of these, not all are created equal, and not every type of link works with every type of business. You need to stick to only getting the links that are directly related to your services and that are do follows. And if we look here, you only have 12 that are do follows. So you really only have 12 backlinks helping your website. You've been indexed for over 600 keywords, but you're only getting about 158 people on average to your website. And unfortunately, if we actually look where that traffic is coming from and look at these keywords, you're going to see that all of this traffic is a result of your brand and your blogs. So unfortunately, none of this, you might get a little bit of local traffic just from being in the area. But your brand is a national keyword, as are all of these. Even near me is a national keyword. You need to stick to local. This is the old way of thinking, that you just drive as much traffic and hoping that it'll stick. And it doesn't work that way anymore. You have to stick to your local keywords so that you are driving local traffic. Blogging can be really, really good and create a lot of power for your website if it's done correctly, but doing it in this fashion is not correct. If we look at your competitor, they have a rating of an 18 with over 1,300 backlinks, 158 referring domains. Of those, 89 are do follow. So you would need to beat their 89 do follow links. In quantity as well as quality, they've got over 500 keywords, and yet they're getting over 592 local people to their website. So it just shows you what you're missing out on by not being properly optimized. And the last part of this is your Google My Business profile. Your goal should be to be in the top 3, because 30% of people search here and don't go anywhere else. So when you're not listed in this top 3, you're leaving money on the table. And so in order to get in the top 3, there's several factors, but the most important is going to be your citations. And that's the name of your business, address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories like Yelp, Yellow Pages, and Glassdoor. So you will need a lot more of those than your competitors. But when you follow each of these tips we have provided you today, your website has the opportunity to be number 1 in all your service areas for each of your services. I really hope that you found this video to be helpful and would really love to get your feedback. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to Jeff, give him a call, or reply to his email. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.